Good morning and welcome to another week in our garden. Now this week, it's very overcast today, but this week we'll put some leeks in, and there's a few celeriac to put in. This side I've put the celery in. This is Octavius, it's an F1. They're settling down nicely. I have put some coffee grounds around each one because they do suffer badly with the slugs. And I had about half an egg cup full of slug pellets left, so I've put those in as well. Now that's it, now we should be finished on this garden with the slug pellets. The leeks, we'll just pop them in the normal way. We make a good hole with the bulb planter, shake the compost, the growing compost off the leeks, and then just drop them in the hole. The only difference I'm going to do this year, I'm putting a little bit of compost in the bottom of the hole, making the hole a bit deeper, and then putting a handful of compost in that's got a lot of bloodfish and bone mixed with it, so it gives them that boost earlier on. Now I make the hole with the bulb planter. I'm going very, very deep, right in, and giving it a good wobble, so it's a really deep hole. The soil I'm actually putting into a bucket, and I'm going to use that elsewhere. If I put the soil onto it, it makes too much mess. You'll do two, look, see how we go with them. I'll get this side, that's it. All the way in, look, and a good wobble so it comes out easily. Take that into there. Good soil. What I'm doing, this is what I've mixed up. It's some compost, some old compost actually, and I've mixed quite a bit of bloodfish and bone with it, and a little tiny bit, if you can see them, the little white spots, they're a little bit of ground limestone I've put in as well, just to sweeten it a little bit. And what I'm doing is I'm just putting a handful in the hole like that, just drop it in, and then I get the leeks. These are the leeks, they're called Leon. I've grown them in these pots, but that obviously that compost was for seed, so not very rich enough for to pop the whole lot in. So take the compost off, put it between, it's no problem. There's your leek, and then I'm literally just dropping that in the hole. And then that little bit of goodness with the bloodfish and bone, that little bit of compost will make them bite down quicker and hopefully grow a bit quicker as well. Once in the hole, just fill the hole with water. That's it. And that's them planted now. Right, I'll pop some more in and then I'll come back to you on the last line. The last three leeks going in now. I just pop them in, try and get them upright, but it doesn't matter, they're straight and so. Should do nicely. Drop of water and that's those done. You might find if you put your water in, one or two might float, but you just stand them up again, they'll be fine. Like that one, you see how it's floated a bit? You just stand it up. It'll be okay. That's the first set of the leeks. I have actually reset them from seed, and they're not quite as big as those, but what I want to do is when the garlic's gone from that tunnel up there, I want to sort of replenish the soil a little, and then put a second set of leeks into that tunnel, so we're just not wasting that bit of land. And we use quite a few leeks, so they'll come in use. In this tunnel we've got at that end the kohlrabi, the purple kohlrabi's in there, and this end you can tell with those nice round leaves, a bit of cauliflower. Yeah, it's ready, look. Now here's the little celeriac plant, well rooted down so they can go in, and I should put them in 4, 8, 12. I've put a dozen in. We'll put them in with the trowel. Get rid of the stones. Look. No fertiliser, there's plenty of good manure under these beds. And in he goes. It looks a little bit close to that, but I think they'll be alright because these will be gone before long. I'll put one there, and one there. So they're perhaps a little bit tight to those two, but plenty of room at the side. We try and take the strongest of the plants, obviously, and carefully put them out. We go around, loosen the soil as we go, make it tidy. So I'll plant them and then we'll show you them done. This is the last two of the celeriac going in. We'll cover them up with the sheet, and apart from maybe 1 or 2 weeding and hoeing, that'll be it until harvest. Now the net did arrive eventually, and so I've popped it up at this end, and as you can see, Bill and Val, your plants are doing very, very well. Thank you very much. Now those lemon courgettes we had, I did put them in this net eventually. As you can see, there was only 5, so they just sat in there nicely. Now as you can see, all the beans and the peas are doing very, very well in this net. It's I'm well pleased with them. The dwarf peas are flowering at the front there, so they won't be long now. Now you see the beetroot we planted is doing very, very well, but what I shall have to do now is give it some seaweed fertiliser, because they absolutely adore seaweed, and then that will boost them up very quickly. Right, we'll just nip down to show you how the potatoes are doing. I have ridged them all up and they're doing well. Now these are the first earlies you put in here. You can tell those because I put a red mark onto the canes. Look. So there's 3 rows of first earlies. This row's not doing as well as those 2, but I think only half the row was actually earlies, but we'll sort that out later. They're doing very well, they're standing well now. And the others, this is the main crop. This was the last one that I actually ridged, but they've shot up now at the last rainstorm we had. They've really come on. I can always later put some fertiliser down the row and just ridge again if need be. I think you'll find a lot of it is the heavy rain actually washes the soil back off the ridges. This small plot here of potatoes is the blight resistant sapomera. We grew some last year, they did quite well, and they didn't get blight. Now just popped into the bottom greenhouse. You can see, as you can see, the plants are going down a bit now. These are actually the tomatoes I did for Gemma, and she's got to come and pick them up. I think we'll have a job to deliver them in our little car, so they'll have to come with a truck to pick those up. I shall cane them again. This has actually got tomatoes on there, it's before I have. The peppers are very, very late. I couldn't raise them in this cold greenhouse, so we had to finish up actually putting them in the house. And Diane sent for some seed for me, peppers, and they actually came from China and they was all covered in Chinese writing. I put on the label sweet pepper China, but look at the plants. I know they was late, but they're superb, and there's 2 trays of them. Let me show you. Look there. So the Chinese can produce the seed well. I don't think I actually lost any, but they, and as far as I can tell, breeding, well, I couldn't read it, so I was looking at the pictures they were showing us on the packet, and they can actually be grown outdoors, so that's where they'll probably go. I am trying to bring these on, and then these will grow on this shelf here. It's actually what we grow the peppers on. One there and one there, so they get the light. The other thing I've done, I put a different cucumber down this end. We have some in the top greenhouse, but this one's called Louisa. So we're seeing how they go just there. I put the frame on just to get them to grab it, and they are actually taking to it, so they should be quite self-supporting. I have actually stopped them now. I'm trying to get a break in them, so we'll see how we go. As you can see, they are producing cucumbers. I do believe Louisa is one of those cucumbers you can harvest, what we call lunchbox cucumbers, or let them grow long. So it'll be interesting to see how we get on with them. So that'll be it from this week. Looking forward to next week when we do the full tour, so you can see what we've planted and what we're going to harvest eventually, hopefully. So take care everyone, and we'll see you next week. Bye now.